Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday, April 28th, just after 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Markets have been open almost 45 minutes. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. If you're new here to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. This is video number 736 all time on this channel that I've created over approaching 4 years ago. I think we're approaching year number 5 on being on YouTube. So let's talk about the top stocks today. What popped off this morning? I think we've seen a lot of real fast movers this morning. We'll start things off with the SPY. SPY has just been getting destroyed recently after we broke up out of this down channel we were in right here. We broke up out of that and got a nice run up to 450 with the SPY. Look at how quickly and at how fast we just crumbled and fell apart from that. Right as we just started up earnings season, markets just crumbled and fell apart. From 450, we fell all the way down to a low of 418 in the SPY. And we've just been in this back and forth as it's just still been getting driven down. This morning, we were waking up to a slight little gap up in the SPY. And we've had a morning dip with the SPY here. It's been getting a real tight pullback this morning. Real tight. So what I'm thinking, we still don't know what direction the markets want to go. Usually tight pullbacks in the morning are good for nice up movement. But with the indexes, it's hard to say because anything could happen with indexes. Too many people are watching the indexes, and as I've said multiple times, the more hedge you have, the more problems. Top stock gapping up this morning, IDAI. This had a real quick pop. It was gapping up over 200% this morning from $2 up to a high of 660s. Soon as that market opens, we ramp up to a high of $8 a share. This stock is running up near all-time new highs. And when you look over at the daily chart for IDAI, scroll out on this and look left, you could see up over $8. This area and territory over here, there's no really records really or history of price action or volume. If this stock was to continue up over 8, you could see 10, and who knows how high this stock could really go. But for it to gap up this morning from $2 all the way up to a high of 8, that's a huge move in the financial world. Anytime you see a stock running up over 200%, that's phenomenal. Phenomenal. They put out a press release this morning. Trust Stamp launches biometric multi-factor I can't say that word. It's a tongue twister. Authenticate. Oh my goodness. I'm having a hard time saying that. Authentication solution. So if you really read into the press release here, it's for the Privacy First Identity announces the launch of biometric multi-factor I can't say the word still. It's a tongue twister. Solution for first of its kind biometric streamlines robust identity assurance with a simple selfie built on trust stamps. Advanced biometric tokenized biometric is spoof resistant, verifies live. So it's kind of like what it's saying. It's like a live NFT a one of one, and it's a unique one of kind picture of you. Authenticity is what I'm trying to say. Authenticity. It's having a hard time say that word. So we had this stock pop off this morning, IDAI, and we also had a few recently newer IPO stocks pop this morning as well. First up, we got OST. This one is a wild one. It opened up yesterday, OST. Scroll in yesterday. This stock opened up right here at around 16, or actually it opened way over here. Couldn't even see this green candle. It opened way over here at $10, and it ran all the way up to $28, almost $29. End of day, it's running up to $42 a share. This stock ran up over $30 in one day. That's insane. This morning, it was opening up right near where it closed yesterday, which was Wednesday. Get a quick jump from 39, rips up here to 45, $6 run up. Gets halted with this slam down, reopens, a lot of back and forth, and you see how wild and volatile this stock is. From $40 just effortlessly ripping up to 48. That's insane movement there. Insane. And we've been seeing a lot of these newer name IPOs pop off recently. I created a watch list of new name IPOs we've been seeing pop off. We've seen stocks like FRGE pop off. Of course, OST. VIVK is another name that's been popping off recently. GNS is another newer name IPO that's popped off recently. So I think it's safe to say the theme we've been seeing is new name IPOs. Stocks that have just opened recently within the last few months. Look at this run up here on Nutx 3 days ago. From $4, it ran all the way up to a high of $14, just running up $10 a share. Crazy. So I'll be keeping my eyes open for any newer name IPOs when they pop up. We also still have, where is it at? It was a hot stock a couple days ago. They did an offering too. We had CYN. This stock was trending for the longest time here. Look at this on the 10-minute. From $1, this gapped up to $2, ran up to $2.50, and it pulled back to $1.50s here on April 21st. And then for a week straight, the stock just trended up all the way to 420s. And then they come out and they did a 20 million private placement. They did that this morning pre-market right here when it dropped prices from 385 all the way down to 280s, 270s. And it looks like this is trying again, make a comeback and squeeze up even higher. CYN. We also had NKTX. This was the stock I was talking about. This stock is still going. I actually got to tell the guys here in the Discord. So NKTX pops up here 4 days ago runs up from 770s, runs up all day here to a high of almost $20 a share. And since then, it's pulled back to 1550s, ran up to 19, and now today, you see it's breaking up from that 19 bucks, retesting $20 again. The thing that scares me though with this stock, a few days ago, right after its first big green day, this company came out and they did an offering. They came out right here. They says they announced pricing of upsized public offering of common stock. And they did an offering at $15 per share. Here's another one. Price's offering of 13.3 million shares of its common stock at $15 per share. That was on the 26th. Go back here real quickly. On the 26th, that was after its first big green day here. They did it right here on the second day. Stock came down 1550 right there. Off of that 1550 right back up 17. A lot of resistance this day here at 17. You could draw a line straight across at 17 and look at it, how many times the stock hit 17. 3, 4, all right here. 5, 6, 7 times on day 2. And then day 3, it gets up over that 17 and holds it. And from 17, it ran all the way up to 19. Nice $2 run there. Now today, going into day 4, this blue dotted line right here, see how it was all support yesterday? Even going into today, it was still holding as support, and we push right up off of it, and we run up to 20. We break up over $20 for NKTX. That's also where this red line here, the 200-day moving average, that's at 19. We break up over 20 here. We have all this room right here to run up. We can run up to about $24. Let me get out my little pen here. All this room right here, we got to run up. From where prices recently flushed out right here on the daily, there's no really resistance or price action in that area. So the stock can skip up to $24 potentially. It's going on its 4th straight green day. We've also been seeing a lot of stocks too run up non-stop. A good example, let's take a look at BTU real quick. BTU, we'll break this down on the 1-minute chart. BTU right here, day 1, then it started to trend up for multiple days the next 2 days. Usually when stocks trend up like this, the longer they hold a trend, and then when they eventually crack that trend, they crumble and fall apart super hard. And you could see this stock ran from $24. It trended all the way up to a high of $28. And then once it broke that trend, prices cracked really hard and vicious all the way down, making new lows at 21. Let's take a look back real quickly at SWVL. Looks like this stock is starting to get some traction and social buzz. This stock just literally popped off this morning, just gradually trending up here. And we had SWVL on watch. This went off on my alerts this morning, right here at 9:45. It went off. Yesterday, we put an alert on SWVL. I put an alert at $7.95. If you scroll out and look at this, $8. Make that a little bit smaller. $8 here was going to be a trigger level for this stock. So if we got back up over $8, next resistance for it is going to be up here at 9. Break over that, we're at all-time new, or pretty much new highs. Yeah, all-time new highs because it's a new name IPO. This is where it pays to keep eyes on potential setups. This stock, look at really no volume was interested in this stock when it was all warming up right here. Look at this as a warm up. And then as it keeps hitting a new high on the day, it starts going off on everybody's stock scanners periodically. You got to think everybody has their scanners and screeners set up to pick up momentum, volume, new highs, new weekly highs, yearly highs, monthly highs, and so on. So as this starts to heat up and people start to take notice, like, man, I'm seeing that SWVL pop up on my scanners a lot, and it starts making its way up your top percentage gainers list, people just start coming in on it. And like the seagulls theory that we talk about all the time, big boom in volume here, prices rip up, and now look at all this volume interested in it as it's still in limbo for its next move or next leg. Good move on SWVL this morning from 7 to 11. It's a nice $4 run. Looks like we also have in the corner of my eye, IMTE starting to perk up a little bit and heat up. This one, we were just talking about when stocks trend up for such a long time. When they crack that trend, they fall apart hard. This one, it trended up from, what was that, around $6 here. It trended all the way up, non-stop, all the way up to $38 a share, near there. 34, I'll say. 34. And then look at this downfall. It started to crack here at the beginning of April. So all of April, this stock just decayed and got wrecked. And now that it fell off here, and it's starting to level out, go sideways here, starts to get momentum and perk up. It's got all this room here to run to the upside, and it's a nano float stock. The float on IMTE, it's only like 200,000. Super low float stock. Look at that daily. Nasty. Look at the float on this. Right there. 225,000 is the total float. 2.6 million shares outstanding. You could see a wicked bounce on this thing. I could see it ripping effortlessly if it gets that momentum. Starting to heat up right now, so just give it time. It's probably going to pull back down here to 420s, build up off that 420s and run up and retest 450s, 5, top to 550. Just slowly start to heat up, and you could see volume is just starting to trickle in it after this long phase here of no volume. You got to think too, all the short sellers who entered in on this and wrote it down making profit, the people who were short this stock, they got to cover still if they're still holding. Not sure how many shares were available to short. The SPY still getting drilled down tightly as it's about to be testing its previous day's close. I also have another video lesson about to be dropping for you guys today. Should be dropping at around 4 p.m. Eastern time. I had ATER up on my watch list. This stock was in play recently. This stock was in play for multiple days and weeks pretty much. This stock had a good run from 225 all the way up to 725. Got a good bounce recently here from 4 up to almost 6. It looks like CYN is trying to come back for a squeeze. This stock just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. You got to think. We'll look at this on a 10-minute here. When a stock trends up like this, and then it starts to go sideways and it's not making any more new highs, shorts start piling in on it because they think it's up too much. It's a piece of crap penny stock. Shorting stocks in penny stock land or small cap land, it's super, super competitive. And there's only a limited amount of shares to short these small cap stocks. So they have to pay locate fees, borrow fees, and it's very competitive. So they start piling in on a stock like this, thinking it's up too much. And once it does start cracking, like right here, and it breaks the trend, and it comes back like this, you have to think, the people who entered in short on this, they're underwater. So now they have to buy to cover, causing the stock to squeeze up even higher. Short squeezes are awesome. I love looking out for short squeezes. We see a lot of really good short squeezes in small caps. A lot of good short squeezes. Other than that, let's see here. I don't really see anything else that's popped off today. We all know, and I've heard a lot of people talk. I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, "Did you hear about Musk buying Twitter?" I'm like, yeah. $44 billion. That's an insane amount of money. But whenever a company gets bought out, it's already priced in. This had a good pop up right before the buyout was announced, but it ain't going to go any higher than 52 because that's where he bought the company at, 52. Since it's topped out there at 52, it's pulled back around $4 a share. Keep your eyes open for new name IPOs. That's been the theme recently. Let's see here. You can look up new IPOs on the NASDAQ.com. Look at all of these upcoming IPOs. And then you have all of these priced IPOs, filings. Today is the 28th. So we got 2 new IPOs opening today right here. Climate Rock. I can't even say that name. Acquisition. Then tomorrow, Friday, we got 3 IPOs opening. All of these recently opened. OST, that one ran recently. GNS, that one ran recently. Let's look at a couple of those real quickly. TNON. Yeah, look at this one. This opened up yesterday. It opened up at $22 right here. Ran up to 24, got halted. But this is the risk of trading these new name IPOs. I mean, look at this. Soon as that IPO opened right here, it ran up from 22 to 24 and got halted. They halted it, looks like for around 15 minutes or 10 minutes. They reopened it right here at around $17. Had a quick pop up, then it slammed down and got halted again down at $15.50. Then they reopen it lower right here at $14. Gets a quick whip down to 13 and then just runs up right back up to where it was here and runs up to $28. That's how wild these new IPOs are. You could throw a trend line on it right there as it got halted down, and as soon as it broke up over that trend line, it just kept going nonstop halts up. From $13, it ran all the way up to a high $28. That's a huge run. In 1 hour, it ran up $15 a share. That's wild. Now it's got wild price action today. Look at the range on this. $20 to $29.50. If you're not careful with these newer IPOs like this, you can blow up your account easily. Does look like it's trying to squeeze up higher. Got this. Let's swap it over to a line chart. So this is a line chart. You could see it pretty much wedged out all day here, the rest of the day yesterday. Now it's holding up above where it broke out from this wedge, building off that $24, and it's looking to squeeze up higher. See, watch, it's about to run up to 30 and break up over $30. TNON. Wild stock. Super wild price action. You can identify it more easily here on the 3-minute. Set up this big, long. It was either in a range or a wedge from 2250 up to 2650. It broke down right here, but was able to quickly come back and reclaim that range it's been in. Now it's holding up over. Again, see how it tried holding there, failed. Now it's trying to reclaim it again. So 30 is going to be your level to break. Some indecision going on, but it's looking like it wants to squeeze. What else we got on that IPO list? ACON is another one. See, look at the price action on this. Yesterday, this quickly just ripped from 2 up to 4 and then crashed all the way back down. JCSE. Another new name IPO. This cracked and fell apart hard yesterday. Right here from 9 ran up non-stop halting all the way to 19, pulled back to 13, and then from 1650 it fell apart all the way down to $4. Just going through here, checking out all of these names. GNS, we were just talking about this one. XPON, this was gapping up this morning. A clean break over $5. You could have seen this stock had probably a good run. Up over 5. run to 550, then looks like 650. A lot of levels to get up through. SKYH. That was another stock recently that went on a nice pop. Earlier this week, today's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, last Friday, last Thursday. So last week, at the end of the week, starting on Thursday and then Friday, this stock started to heat up. Coming into the new week, Monday, this stock had a real good run from 750 up to 11, pulled back, held here at 9, and then going into Tuesday, rips up to 12. But then after that, she's been crumbling and falling apart. That's what I'm talking about here. This recently decayed. All this right here from 44, 42, 44, all the way down to $6 and had a good run up here. That's what I'm seeing set up potentially with this IMTE. You could just look at it. It's just starting to heat up right here. So if this starts getting momentum, you got all this upside here to run. If this stock catches volume. All eyes right now are on SWVL. Everybody's looking for that $10 squeeze. Draw a trend line out on this. It is making newer lows. You draw a little mini wedge right there. This is the type of stock you can see it run up to $20, $25 in a day. These types of movers like this, you can't get sucked into the micro time frame. That's actually a good idea for a quick little lesson. Here we go, starting to push up over $10. This thing, it's a wild stock. thinking this will pull back to around this area. You don't want to see it fall down below $9. You don't at all cost. So I think the make it or break it line for this would be $9. Holds above 9, it's got a good shot at making a new high of day. But if it falls below that 9, she's done. All right, I'll break into a quick lesson here for you guys. I'll do a lesson for you guys. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you're new here to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also hit that like button on this video. I'd appreciate that too. So we'll jump in here. I'll hit record and do a lesson for us. Let's see here what SWVL does real quick. Yeah, I got a good one. Thinking in my head on what to focus this lesson on. You're going to hear all kinds of different types of traders talk about this trading pattern, chart pattern, this trading strategy. The way I look at it, there are patterns and strategies in the stock market, but the way I look at it, the stock market's very trendy, right? You hear people say this. It's a very trendy market. What I like to say is, what is the current theme that's going on? See, when new people come into this, or people that are in their first couple years of learning about the stock market and trading, they get all sucked in to learning about chart patterns, candlestick formations, and trading strategies. Chart patterns like wedges, triangles, U-shapes. These are all of your basic chart patterns. Cup and handle breakouts. You got, what's another one? Your head and shoulder pattern is a popular one people like to look out for. Inverse head and shoulders, and so on. There's all different types of chart patterns. And the theory is we see these patterns naturally. It's because we're taught to look out for them. It's just a little psychological trick. So your eyes are looking for these patterns and you're going to naturally spot them on the chart. That's the thinking behind it. There's people out there trying to trade these patterns and they swear by trading these patterns. We've also seen a lot of gurus out there try to sell you trading strategies. I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen gurus try to sell strategies revolved around, let's say recently, a couple of years ago, we were seeing a lot of low float, low priced stocks do reverse splits. And the trading strategy was watch out for recent reverse splits and it has to be a low float stock and they go on a run. Something like that. Or Another trading strategy, in simpler terms, you'll see people come out and put out trading indicators like MACD or Kettler channels and put their own little twist on it, and it'll work for a little bit, but then it'll stop working. This happens over and over and over and over again. And if you show up every day, you really show up, you'll notice some weeks you'll see a lot of really good breakouts and run-ups to high of day, and they'll break out and keep running. And then it'll switch. You'll see failed breakouts and stocks will get denied at high of day and they'll go down even lower. You'll wake up, you'll notice stocks for a couple weeks straight, they'll have huge, big run-ups pre-market, but then just slowly sell off all trading day. The way I look at it, the stock market is very, very trendy. Very trendy. And what I like to try to tell myself is there's always going to be a theme that's going to be going on. There's always a theme. So my job is to identify what has been the theme that has been happening over and over and over again. The quicker you can identify the theme, the longer you can capitalize on that theme. And then once too many people start to realize what's been working, that's when they change it up. And then it's totally something new. For example, recently, we've been seeing a lot of newer IPOs, new name IPOs, heat up, pop off, and run. For example, today, SWVL. This is a new name IPO stock. We'll pull over the daily chart and we'll go over a couple stocks for examples. I'm scrolled out to the max on this daily chart, you guys. Every single candle is one trading day. SWVL recently opened April 1st, 2022. It opened way over here at around $9.50. Since it opened, this stock decayed all the way down to $4.25. After it bottomed out, look at all that volume show up, and the prices are right back up near where it opened at its IPO day, and it's pushing up to new highs. That's a big green candle there, and you got volume flowing into this stock. Let's look at the intraday chart. Scroll out on this. You could see multiple days here. This stock started to heat up and pop off. Even going into today right here. All that volume showing up. All that volume that was right here. This is a new name IPO making a run. Let's take a look at another IPO that recently ran. Nutx. This IPO opened up here April 4th. After its first day IPO, you could see it had a really good first day. But then after that first day, this stock decayed all the way back down below its IPO opening price. Decayed even lower, all the way down to $4, just like that other stock. Since it bottomed out at $4, it's popped up and it ran all the way up to $14 right here. And now, once again, we'll look at the intraday chart. Scroll out. You could see it popped up 3 days ago, right here. In one day, this stock ran up from $4 all the way up to $14, running up $10 a share in a couple hours. Going into day two, right there. It was a little bit in play and it was setting up for a potential continuation move, but it stalled out. Look at here at the 10 minute. The 10 minute looks really good, and you can identify too with your naked eye. There's a triangle or some type of wedge you can identify here with your eye, right? Even going into right here, you can identify a triangle of some sort. Your eyes are going to naturally pick up on these patterns because you're taught to look out for them. Let's take a look at another IPO. We'll keep it going. There's a whole list of newer name IPOs. GNS. This one opened up April 12th. First big green day here. Then afterwards, stock sank all the way down to $5. Look at the intraday chart. You could see there's been a lot of pop and movement in this stock. Not as clean as the other two stocks we looked at. But when you look at the 10 minute, you could just see how volatile and wicked this stock is. Here from 550s, it keeps popping up to $7. This starts to break up over $7. We got all this room right here to run to the upside. So you'd be keeping your eyes on this for a potential opportunity. That's what you would be doing. Take a look at another one. We got a lot of new name IPOs that ran recently. FRGE. This opened up here back in March 22nd. It IPO'd and opened at $11. Had a quick pop day one to $27. Back down, sold off to $12.50. And then the next few days, it ran all the way up to a high of $47 a share. After it topped out at 47 up here, it decayed all the way down to where it IPO'd and opened at around that $10, $11. And it had a real big surge up to $20. And you could see that this stock, it's pulling back tightly right here. Like it's gearing up for its next leg to the upside. So you'd be keeping your eye on FRGE for more potential opportunity. And I could keep going on with these new name IPOs. We've seen so many of these pop up all of this year. FRGE, look at there. From $12 in one day, it ran up to $20. That's an $8 per share run up. Pulls down, goes sideways, right at 1250s. The stock pops up again to 16, then runs up here again to $20 again. Multiple opportunity on a stock like this, FRGE. And you guys get the hint in the picture and the idea, right? New name IPOs have been the theme. So that's why it pays to show up every day, Monday through Friday. Put that time in, that screen time in, and have an open mind and be very observant. What are you seeing going on time and time again? What's the theme that's been happening over and over? And like we've said, the quicker you pick up on the theme, the longer you're able to capitalize on this theme, and then they'll change it up, and then something else will pop up, a new theme. Who knows what the next theme will be? We won't know until we recognize it. So paying attention to little characteristics, little things, and putting it together. I like the saying, I like to consider myself, I'm like a scientist and I'm like a detective. A scientist I'm testing, refining, testing, refining, testing, refining. A detective, I'm paying attention to the scene, the crime scene, and I'm putting together and finding clues to tell the story. That's the way I like to look at it. So in the stock market, it's really about, and I preach to you guys, keeping it bare bones simple, not overcomplicating things, and just simply listening to the market. You'd be amazed what the market will tell you if you just listen. Stop trying to voice an opinion and going after what other people are thinking. Just show up every day, put in that time, listen to what the market's telling you, and you'll be amazed at what all these hint bombs the stock market leaves for us. It's amazing. So it really pays to show up every single day, you guys. Every day. Right now, new name IPOs have been hot. We don't know how long it will last. We don't know what the next theme will be. But until the new name IPOs stop working, we'll continue to trade them every day. That's the current theme. If you're new here to the channel,